I get up and then all day I'm tired and I want to take a nap all day. I have no motivation. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to work. I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want to hang out with anyone.
On November 3rd, 2021, Christina Elizabeth Bone Rudd took her life. She was a 33-year-old cardiac care nurse, wife, and a mother to 2 young children. For 10 years, she battled a relentless and debilitating cycle of depression, anxiety, panic attacks, and hopelessness. At first, the cycle seemed random, but finally she and her parents realized it was connected to her menstrual cycle. 3 months before she passed, Christina received an official diagnosis of premenstrual dysphoric disorder. But after a decade of suffering without answers or proper treatment, the pain was too great. PMDD is a cyclical, hormone-based disorder, often so severe and debilitating that over 30% of sufferers will not just consider, but attempt to take their own lives. PMDD affects 1 in 20 people with a menstrual cycle. That's as common as diabetes in females. But many will go undiagnosed with PMDD and untreated for decades, just like Christina. Christina saw dozens of doctors during her battle with PMDD and no one noticed the signs. No one tracked her symptoms or made the connection between her mental health and her menstrual cycle. Lack of awareness, lack of research, stigma, and medical gaslighting are literally creating life and death situations for about 4 million people in the United States. 72% of people will experience thoughts about taking their own life. PMDD is caused by an abnormal brain reaction to changes in hormones across the cycle. Those with PMDD have normal hormone levels and normal fluctuations, but the brain has a really hard time adapting to these normal monthly changes for an unknown reason. The symptoms start presenting after ovulation and present like severe mood disorder, but are only present in the luteal phase between ovulation and starting your period. Despite the severity and prevalence of PMDD, until recently there was no official diagnosis or even consensus on a definition, diagnostic procedure, or standards for evidence-based treatment. On average, someone with PMDD will see 6 different doctors before making a connection to PMDD. PMDD is not yet included in any standardized education or certification program for health professionals. Current treatments for PMDD, while effective for some, are disappointing at best. Many experience side effects and unforeseen consequences from treating their PMDD with pharmaceuticals, hormone therapies, or surgery. There is no targeted treatment for PMDD yet, and research on natural options is almost non-existent. There is a disgusting lack of research. I'm speechless.
I'm not a cow, bitch. Vote. Oh, listen, I'm gonna make you sweat, make you wet, make you wet, wet, wet. I'm gonna make you sweat, little baby, pissing in your vessel pressure.
Vault unlocked.
Hello, what is up, you dazzling diamonds and the others? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Linda Kyle and this is The Vault. Anyway, you guys, let's jump straight into this video. Alrighty then, you guys, and in this video I'm going to be talking about something that is quite sensitive and something that I feel like I know actually for a fact that I've been going through for years now, you know, and I haven't understood why. But I do feel like a lot of women are going through the same situation. Men, you can stay and watch this video as well, so you can actually understand where your partner is coming from. But us ladies are definitely suffering from this, and most women don't even know about it. And so we have to talk about it. In this video, we're going to be talking about PMSDD, which stands for premenstrual dysphoric disorder, right? And this is like, in layman's terms, a disorder or a change in the female hormones right before she gets her period, right? Now, I think a couple of weeks ago, before I took my break, I did touch on how I feel like women are always on this cycle, right? You have that 2 weeks before you get your period where you feel like shit, right? And then you get your period and you feel relieved when you're on your period. Maybe you have some cramps here and there, but then there's a moment of relief once you get it. And then you have a week and then the cycle starts again. Especially if you're on that 28-day cycle. I don't know people that are having abnormal cycles, what they are going through, but I'm going to speak from my experience. So I am on a 28-day cycle, right? But as soon as I'm done with my period, I usually have a week or a few days of a break where I'm just a normal person. And then the cycle starts again. And I'm saying the cycle starts again not because I'm on my period immediately, but because I can start to feel internally, emotionally, physically, the changes that are starting to happen. It's like, I know my periods are coming in the next 2 weeks or so. You understand what I mean? Get change as a person. Yeah. I always thought, because you see online, oh, PMS symptoms. And then after having kids, I thought, okay, fine. I always thought, I'm pregnant again, I'm pregnant again, I'm pregnant again. In fact, even my man would always say, you're pregnant, you're pregnant. It's like, for him, I'm always pregnant, but I'm not. Because the symptoms replicate the symptoms of pregnancy, but worse in a short period of time, right? So it's called PMDD, premenstrual dysphoric disorder. I'm like, whoa, I've always known that I have some kind of imbalance with my hormones, and it disrupts me every month. I just didn't know what the name was. Now I do. A lot of women do suffer from this, and it's so sad. In like the intro video that you guys watched, how that woman took her own life because of this condition. It doesn't stop. You can change your diet, you can exercise, and I've done all these things, trust and believe, but it doesn't actually stop. You know, in the media, mainstream media, they will put out how, oh, when a woman is on a period, she's a dragon. Oh, it's just a period. She's crazy. It's not that. You literally have no control of who you become when that time comes. And it's usually a week or 2 weeks before your period comes. For me, it's 2 whole weeks where I'm a demon. You are so mad. My breasts hurt. They are so tender. And the only relief I get in that 2 weeks, for me it's always 2 weeks, is when my man massages them. I always have a fever. Yashisa. My kids will even ask me, oh, why are you so hot? It's like, you know, they just get used to it at this point, because mommy's hot a lot. I'm hot a lot. That was the situation. And then it's the mood swings. And then it's also the dangerous thoughts of essing yourself. That is not normal. And I always knew that that is not normal. Lately, it's been popping out on my feed that this is what I'm going through. PMSDD. I just thought it was PMS. You're PMSing. You're just being a bitch because you're feeling kind of sick, because your periods are coming. But the things that I feel when I'm about to get my period, it's a lot. It's not natural. And apparently, I think it's 1 out of 21 or something like that. It's not a lot of women that actually experience this thing, but it's a lot of, it's enough of a lot. It's enough for it to be a lot of women experiencing this thing.
What if I told you there was a disease that makes women want to kill themselves month after month after month, and most doctors have no idea why? It is not normal to have severe mood swings before your period. It is not normal to be disinterested from the things you love to do before you get your period. It is not normal to be so sensitive to sounds, smells, lights, or touch before you get your period. It is not normal to not be able to sleep at night for days on end before you get your period. It is not normal to have feelings of rage inside of you before you get your period. But for 6 million women, this is what it feels like to have PMDD, or premenstrual dysphoric disorder. PMDD is a biological disorder. It is not a behavioral choice to act this way. Many women who suffer from PMDD say, that's not me when all of this is going on. It doesn't feel like themselves. PMDD is an abnormal brain reaction to the normal hormone cycles that happen when we get our periods. These symptoms only happen in the 1 to 2 weeks before the period, and that's when these mood changes, they only occur before the period starts. There is no single way that everyone experiences PMDD. The symptoms vary from mild to severe. They can vary from month to month within the same individual. PMDD was added in 2019 to the official diagnostic list of diseases called the ICD-10 classification system, which really helped to validate this disease as something that is true. Women experience it. This is not something that they are making up in their heads. PMDD is commonly misdiagnosed as bipolar, borderline personality disorder, or anxiety. And PMDD very commonly shows up in women who also have a diagnosis of ADHD. So if you feel like you do not want to be alive before you get your period, please talk to someone. There is help for you.
It's the crazy thoughts. This is where I get really, really disturbed, and I feel like we're going to have to do something about the situation. You're literally going to feel like with PMSDD, you want to kill yourself. You literally have those thoughts. You don't want to get out of bed. You have no joy in your life. It's like you are so depressed. I said to you guys, it's a monthly thing that I go through when it comes to depression. And I know, and I've known for a very long time that it's linked to my period. And the only time you get some sense of relief is when you have to pop when the blood flows. I cannot stand it. I don't understand it. And I don't want it. Because that feeling, even if you know what it is, you can't fight it. And you become a monster. You literally are mad at everything. You smell everything, you see everything. Everything is just so heightened. This is so crazy. And apparently, only 1 in 20 women have this. It's a condition. And I know for a fact, I'm not diagnosed. I know I have it. You know when you just know. Because this is the person that I become. These are the reasons why sometimes I disappear from the internet, and I always come back and tell you, like, I had my depressive moments. I want to work through it. Sometimes I really cannot help it, and I'm just asking myself, why? Why do I always fall into this trap? Because that's what it feels like. It feels like a trap, and I have tried, because it's been a while since I knew what it potentially really is. I went through the phase of, this is ADHD. This is this, and probably there's a little bit of ADHD in there. I'm not gonna lie.
Like PMS, but on steroids. While there are also some physical symptoms like tenderness or bloating, the emotional symptoms can be so severe that people will potentially get not just moody, but angry outbursts, aggressive, depressed, anxiety, panic attacks, even suicide ideation. And I think I have it. Many people describe it as feeling out of control or almost like you're two different people. And the symptoms typically happen about 2 weeks prior to your period. So in your luteal phase is where all hell breaks loose. And again, I'm 26. I've never thought or known even what this is.
That my period affects me. It affects me so bad. So bad. I want to die. And it's always 2 weeks before. A week or two, but it's always 2 weeks. I go through so much pain. So much pain. Like, my man shouldn't even look at me in those times. Don't say nothing. And he bears the brunt a lot. He bears the brunt a lot, which is so sad. But it's not something I can control. I can only realize what I said or did to him. Not did, like, but like said, rather. Afterwards, like, oh, that was not so nice. And I always do apologize. Because I do realize that it's not so nice, that shit that I'm saying to him or how I'm reacting, it's not normal. But I can't help it. I really cannot help it.
Do you find you want to nearly break up with your partner once a month, the week before your period? Well, listen to the following symptoms, and if you have these symptoms, you probably have something called PMDD. Do you feel like you want to break up with your partner? Do you feel like you actually want to die? Do you have Do you feel like your world is over? Does your body ache? Your knees absolutely ache. Your body feel heavy. You can't sleep. Or all you want to do is sleep. You feel severely depressed. These are all in the 2 weeks before your period.
I'm so mad. I'm fat. I feel bloated. I'm farting. You know, when you have your morning pee, and then it's like, it's like that. And I'm not even embarrassed to say it. I want to say to you guys, don't try to take your own lives. Figure out what it is. My brain works like that. I have to figure it out before well, a couple of times I've tried to make that decision. I've tried to do that thing, you know, and I didn't. And that happened for a reason, right?
Challenging part of this disorder is that PMDD activates a woman's stress response, increasing her fight or flight response. This response can make a woman more sensitive to stresses and more prone to perceiving their partner as a threat, feeling like you want to leave your partner every single month because your brain is basically narrowing in on them as a perceived threat, which is false evidence because they're usually the closest person in proximity to you during PMDD.
Premenstrual dysphoric disorder. Guys, Google it. And then you are going to better understand the shit that you are going through. And also you can explain it to your partners or your family members.
Premenstrual dysphoric disorder. The main medication treatment is SSRIs, or selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. Paroxetine, sertraline, and fluoxetine are all FDA approved for PMDD to take intermittently or daily. What if you don't want to take medication? You can try diet modifications such as eliminating caffeine, sugar, nicotine, and alcohol, and minimizing sodium. You would combine this with lifestyle changes like sleeping 7 to 9 hours a night and getting regular exercise like 3 to 5 times a week. Some nutritional supplements have been shown to be helpful, and these would be things like calcium, 1,200 milligrams a day, vitamin B6, 50 to 100 milligrams a day. Other supplements would be magnesium and vitamin E. There are some herbal remedies that have been shown in studies to be helpful, and this would be Agnus cactus fruit extract, also known as chasteberry, and ginkgo biloba. You think you can do all that?
Take care of yourselves, you guys. I absolutely love you, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.